Very good morning, students. This is Anil Kumar, Zoology faculty here. Welcome to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir, a temple for learning. Students, in previous class, we discussed so many phylums. What are they? Once again, recall once. Porifera, Coelenterate, and Stenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes. Now, today another phylum we are going to discuss today, that is Annelida. Students, Annelida is a very important features are there, and it is a very important phylum for the NEET point of view. Majority of the questions are asking from the Annelida itself. So let us start the phylum Annelida. So the phylum Annelida, generally in the world, how many species are existed here? There are nearly 9,000 species are exist in the world. So and one more important point it is that it is a first phylum shows metameric segmentation. So metameric segmented animal. What is the meaning of metameric segmented? I will explain later. So this is the first phylum shows the metameric segment. That means the body shows the segments. The external segments is a correspond to the internal segment. It shows the segmentation. The body is to be divided into segments. So it shows the what is that metameric segmentation animal. It is the first phylum shows the metameric segmentation. This point is a very important point for the NEET exam. And another one is that it is having the true coelom or true body cavity or eucoelom. That means it is having the what is that ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm is also present. So this is about the true coelom. And one more important point it is that Lamarck established the phylum Annelida. Okay, the term Annelida is given by also by Lamarck only. This is about a very informative information for the introduction. And you can see this diagram for this one is a earthworm. Earthworm is also best example for the Annelida, and you can see the leech. Okay, that blood, it is a blood sucking animal. It is also example for the phylum like Annelida. And generally they are, you know already that farmer's friend, that earthworm is known as the farmer's friend because of it is improves the soil fertility, right? It is a helps in the agricultural purpose. So this is about the important information about like Annelida, student. Introduction. Next, let us discuss about the like general features of Annelida. Students, one more important thing is that you can carefully have to remember. So you must and should be know that the basic features of all animal. So once again you can recall about the what are the basic features are the body symmetry, level of organization, and body cavity, and the sex, whether it is a hermaphrodite or unisexual, or these are the and fertilization, development. So these are all things is nothing but animal classification properties. Once you can understand all this property, you can easily assign what type of features of Annelida or something else. Now fine. So prepare you can thorough with the basic classification features, student. So first of all, we will discuss about the general features of Annelida. The first one is habitat. So this habitat is describing about the whether it is that what is the aquatic, whether it is aquatic or terrestrial or land. So in the aquatic it itself, whether it is a marine or freshwater. So you can see it is a mostly aquatic. Some species are the marine and freshwater. Example, you can see Nereis. Okay, Nereis is a marine habitat, and Hirudinaria is a fresh habitat. So now you can see this is about the Nereis diagram, and this is about the Hirudinaria. Hirudinaria, it is a scientific name for the blood sucking animal. Okay, so next our blood sucking leech. Okay, so here what is the common example for the terrestrial or land? The common example of this one is earthworm. Okay, and here it is that the majority of the Annelida, it is having the free living, and some of them having the parasitic in nature. What is the common example for the parasite? That is Hirudinaria. Hirudinaria nothing but it is a blood sucking leech. It is a common ectoparasite. Ecto means we have a two type of parasite. Endo means in the inside of the body, ecto means outside of the body. For example, see, you can see this picture, no, this is about the hyoidin area, this is a human hand, no. So this hyoidin area, it will attach us to the surface, skin surfaces only. It is a best example for the ectoparasite. So it is from this here, it joint like this way, and it is suck the blood automatically. So this is a ectoparasite. So once it is depend on the skin, it feeding on continuously blood of the fishes and the frogs, cattle and other animals, including the human beings. So student, what you understand in the habitat? So habitat means what is that? Aquatic nature. Aquatic, what is the example of marine? Nereis is the example. What is the example for the freshwater? Hyoidin area is the example. What is the terrestrial example? Earthworm is the example. So this is about they will ask this main point, students know. And one more point is ectoparasite example is hyoidin area. These are the parasitic form. So what are the marking is, you need to concentrate this one. It's very, very important now. Let us move to the next slide. That is a common name. Generally this Annelida is known as the segmented worms, because what you understand the segment means. For example, you can see this is, I am drawing the earthworm now. So this earthworm, what is that? You can see there is this is we call the first segment, second segment and third segment, fourth segment. So the body is to be divided into segments. So that's why it is called the segmented worms only. So this is the first phylum only we can observe this segmented type of body appearance. That's why it is a segmented. This Annelida is also called as a segmented worms it is. So that's why it is why it is presence of the segments in their body. You can see this is about the earthworm I am drawing roughly. That is one segment, second segment, third segment and fourth segment. And coming to the body symmetry, student. Body symmetry, as you know that, it is shows the bilateral symmetry. What is the bilateral symmetry? As you know that. So a plane of axis passes to the center of the body. It gives the equal right halves and left halves. No. So the bilateral symmetry. And coming to the another one is that level of organization. It shows the organ system level of organization. Okay. So this is also very easy to remember. And germ layer. Obviously it is a germ layers having the there are three layers. No, what are they? Ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. These are the three germ layers or arises from during embryonic development. So it is a triploblastic animal. It is having there are three germ layers. What are they? Ecto, meso and endo. Okay, so these three germ layers are originated from during embryonic development. So it is a triploblastic animal. So these are all features is very easy to remember, student. Fine. So now you can see this diagrammatic representation. So what is this indicate? No, this is a diagrammatic representation of about earthworm. So this they are talking about what is that? The position of the mouth. You can see this is about the position of the mouth in the front position only, and the position of the anus. You can see the position of the mouth is at one end. This is at one end, and position of the anus at another end. Another end. Okay. So finally, what you conclude that in this case? So tell me now. There is two ends are there now. So now tell me what is the type of digestive system in this earthworm or Annelida. So that is incomplete or complete? The answer is complete digestive system. Why complete digestive system? Because here in the complete digestive system we can observe there are two opening. There are two separate opening we can observe now. So now we can see mouth at one end. Another one is that anus at another end. At the same time, this is also we will explain the very, very important point. It is that the digestive system, okay, DS means I used to shortcut, no, DS means just a minute, digestive system, what is the digestive system of this one is? It is a complete. Why? Because of it is having the two separate opening. Okay, now one more point, important point, student, that this type of digestive system, it is also represents the what is that? tube within the tube body plan. Very, very important point, this one. What is this? Tube within the tube body plan. Okay, so what does it mean? It is okay. What does it mean? Tube within the tube body plan. Here is that there is a complete, there are two openings is to be exist in the complete tubular manner only. No, okay. The complete digestive system is appears in the complete tube manner. And generally the common example from the tube within the tube body plan arises, common examples are from the nematohelminthes to chordata. Okay, so this is also very, very important point. At the time of digestive system also, again I will explain this one. And this is about the information, remaining information. Okay, once again listen carefully what it is. The common name is known as the segmented worms because of their bodies are having there are so many segments we can observe. And the body symmetry is a bilateral symmetry, and the level of organization is organ system level of organization. And the germ layer, it is a triploblastic organism because of it is made up of the 3 germ layer. And coming to this one is the digestive system in the earthworm, having the two separate ends. So one end at one position of the mouth, another end it is represents the position of the anus, and it is represents the complete digestive system. And it is also best example for the tube within the tube body plan. That means that the digestive system is to be appear as in a tube manner in a 2 separate openings. The 2 separate openings what you observe now, mouth and anus. So next feature is segmentation. Okay, this is a very, very important point, segmentation. So we will discuss about what is the meaning of metameric segmentation. Okay, so let us see. You can see the body. You can see the body is externally divided by a ring-like grooves annuli, and internally by transverse septa. Okay, the segments are called the metamers. Okay, the first segment is called the the first segment is called the peristomium. The outer growth known as the prostomium, that is arises from the peristomium. So you can understand what is the meaning of you can see peristomium and prostomium. There are so many important words are there now. Okay, annuli. Okay, you can see the diagrammatic representation, then you can easily understand now. So now student, you can see this is about the diagrammatic representation of what is this, like annelida, like earthworm only. So now you can carefully observe now that is about the first, this one is the first one is called, this is about the mouth only. So this is a mouth, the black color is represent, the red color part is represents the mouth opening, and the mouth is surrounded by what is this is called the peristomium. The hanging part, it is called the what is that, prostomium. So the prostomium is arises from what is that, peristomium only. So here this is the first segment, the mouth opening is there now. So now you can see these are all nothing but what this is called the metamers, student. Okay, this is called the metamers. So this metamers is it is a external, this one is that segments is called the metamers, and internally you can see one more point, you can see internally there is a separated by transverse groove, it is called the annuli. So there is some grooves is present now, like this grooves. Okay, this grooves is called the what are the transverse grooves. This transverse grooves what we call now annuli. Okay, come again once again, you can see the body is externally divided by the ring-like groove called the annuli, and internally by transverse septa. That means you can see this is about the annuli, and internally this one is that a septa. This one is that a septa. Okay, a septa. And the segments, this is one segment, this is a 2 segment, this is a 3rd segment. So the segments is called the metamers. And the first segment, that means for example you can see this is the first segment is there, no? Okay, this is the first segment. The first segment what is called, no? This is about the mouth. Okay, the first segment is called the what is that? Peristomium. Peristomium. Okay, so this is having the peristomium only. We can observe the, what do we observe now, student? Mouth only. So here around the peristomium there is a hanging part. Okay, there is a hanging material part is called, what is the, student? That is prostomium. Prostomium. The function of prostomium is not known. It is a hanging part only, it is that. It is a not known, it is that. So this is about the information about the segmentation, student. So simply what you understand means, the segmentation means the annelidas are divided, the body is to be divided into segments. So these segments is to be designed externally, and which is correspondent to the internal segment, and which is separated by, what is that? Internally by transverse septa, and the segments is also called the metamerous. So animal shows the segmentation. This is called the metameric segmentation. And the first segment in the annelida, it is called the peristomium. Around the peristomium, we can hanging part, we call it as the prostomium. The function is not known. So this is about the information about segmentation process. Now one more important point, it is that you can see the clitellum is I mentioned here. Okay, the clitellum, and you can see the setae also present now. Okay, setae. The setae, it is actually, what is that responsible for the, this one is chitinous setae. Okay, this is also called, it is made up of the chitinous material. Chitinous material, and this chitinous setae is responsible for the locomotion purpose. A locomotion purpose. Now coming to the one more point, the clitellum. Okay, the clitellum is a body. It is a body wall. It is a, we will discuss in the, it is a body, or one of the body part. We will discuss in the next class about the detail feature, it is that. So the structural organization in animal earthworm, we will explain all this information. Okay, so move to the next slide. This talking about the body now. Next feature is talking about the body. Generally the annelida body is more elongated and segmented. Segmented already you learned, no? And the body wall consists of a cuticle and single layered epidermis and circular and longitudinal muscles, which helps in the locomotion. So now we can see, student, I'm talking about the body wall now. So the body wall, okay, the body wall generally is made up of the 3 layers, students. That is, first one is that outer layer, middle layer and inner layer now. So what is that here is that, here is outer layer. Okay, outer layer, it is having the outer layer is having the, what is that, there is a clitellum, and epidermis is also inner layer, middle layer is made up of epidermis, and inner layer is made up of the 2 type of muscles. The first muscle, what we call, no, that is longitudinal muscle, and circular muscle. So what do you understand, student? The body wall is the outer is made up of the clitellum, and middle part is the epidermis. Inner is made up of the, what is that? There are 2 type of muscles. There is a longitudinal muscles and circular muscles. So these are all helps in the, what is that, locomotion only. And one more point you can see, student. Generally the annelida body is actually, it is made up of, what is that? A color is that brown color. What is the brown color is due to presence of a pigment is called porphyrin. It's also very, very important point, student. The body color generally, generally it is a brown color. The brown color is due to presence of a pigment is called porphyrin. This is a very important point, student. Okay, so generally the annelida shows the body color is a brown color. The brown color is due to presence of the 4-ferrin pigment. It is also very important point. Next point, you can see there is some organs having the locomotory appendages. Locomotory appendages, it is also helps for the locomotion, movement. That is the common example for the locomotory appendages example is that parapodia. Okay, the common example of this one is the nares. It is a marine annelida. Nares actually having there is a special locomotory appendages that is called the parapodia. What it helps, the parapodia, along with the parapodia, certain muscles also helps to swim continuously in the water itself. So this is about the nares. Now you can see this is about the nares example. In this nares example, you can see this is a circled part. We can observe this like a structure. So this one what we call there is a projection like material what we call this is called the parapodia. Parapodia. So what is the parapodia function? It is a helps in the locomotion. Students, this first example is a very important for the NEET exam. So the parapodia is a present in which of the organism? The options are there given like this: earthworm, nares, hirudinaria. The correct answer is nares. So the parapodia is only present in the nares only. Hirudinaria, there is a parapodia is absent. And coming to the earthworm, earthworm is actually chitinous setae is present now. This chitinous setae only responsible for the locomotion. Where it is located, the chitinous setae, you can see the diagrammatic representation. So chitinous setae. So this is about the setae. I told no, this one is a setae. This chitinous setae only it is also responsible for the locomotion. Already mentioned no. So this is about the earthworm now they are asking. So what is that answer? It is chitinous setae is present in the earthworm. Parapodia is present in the nares. Both are helps in the locomotion. Fine. So this is about the information about the body, student. Come again, what you understand in this body? Generally the annelidas shows the body color is a brown color. That is due to the presence of the 4-ferrin pigment. And here it is a body is a more elongated and segmented. It is made up of the outer layer, middle layer, inner layer. Outer layer is made up of the clitellum and middle is a epidermis. Inner is having there are two type of muscles that is called the longitudinal muscles and circular muscles. Those are helps in the locomotion purpose. And some organisms having there is a special locomotory appendages. It is requiring for the locomotion only. The nares is having the locomotory appendages such as parapodia. So it is a parapodia movement is to be done along with the muscles to swim in the ocean or fresh in the ocean continuously. There is no parapodia in the hirudinaria, but there is a locomotory appendages such as chitinous setae is present in the earthworm. So this is about the information about the body. And let us discuss about the next another important information, that is a digestive system. I told you already digestive system, it is represents in the annelida as a complete digestive system. Okay, complete digestive system means here there is having the two opening, mouth and anus at opposite end of the body. For example, you can see mouth is a one end and another one is you can see this one is that anus is another and it is that. Anus is another and it is. So the digestion is entirely extracellular. This is a very important point, student. Okay, so generally the digestion is to be extracellular only, it is going on. That means extracellular means taking place outside of these cells in the cavity of digestive system. This is information about the digestive system. You can also mention about the one more point I told no. It is represents the tube within the tube body plan, digestive system. Okay, what is the meaning of tube within the tube body plan digestive system? That means there are two separate opening at one end at a mouth, act as a mouth, another end act as a anus. So this is an example, no? So this diagram is indication is about the earthworm, student. Okay, this is a diagram is indicate for earthworm. Okay, so in the earthworm you can observe that there is a mouth is to be present in the first segment, followed by buccal cavity. It is present in the third segment. Pharynx is a fourth segment. Esophagus is the seventh segment, and gizzard. Gizzard is actually, it is a grinding of the food material. Okay, grinding of the food material is helpful for this. And stomach, no, and a pretrifocellular part of intestine, intestinal cecum, and the lymph glands. There is a secretion of some glands is a help for the digestion, and intestinal lumen. And these are all things we going to explain in the structural organization in the animal. Not know in this. This is only we are explaining the what is that Annelida features only. No. Fine, student. This is about the digestive system for Annelida. And coming to the another important thing is that circulatory system. Circulatory system, majority of the Annelida shows the what is that closer circulatory system, but in leech only exception, that is open circulatory system. This is a very very important point, student. Except leech, majority of the Annelida shows the closer circulatory system, but in case of the leech it shows the open circulatory system. And coming to in the circulatory system, there are two type of respiratory pigment is present, student. What are they? Respiratory pigment, hemoglobin and erythrochroin. Okay, erythrochroin, hemoglobin, erythrochroin. These are the two type of pigments are present in the dissolved in the blood plasma. And here generally the blood is to be, it is a shape is to be like this only, amoeboid corpuscles. This is about the what this is called a blood cells or blood corpuscles. So what do you understand this one is the shape is of the shape of this blood corpuscles is look like a amoeba shape. It is a shapeless. That's why it is called the amoeboid blood corpuscles are present, but there is no RBC. Very very important point it is that. Now you can see, student, the closer circulatory system, how it is arranged in earthworm. Again I am taking the example of earthworm here. Okay, so now you can see this is the base, no, this is about the ventral. That means, for example, for example this is a ventral, no, and this is about the dorsal, no. For suppose you can see this is a ventral and this is about the dorsal, no. For suppose this is arranged like this way only. So what happened it is that the upper part is represents, you can see this one is the red color part. The red color part is represents the dorsal part, and this is the blue color areas represents the what the ventral part, no. So now we can observe there are so many blood vessels we can observe, no. What are that? Lateral esophageal blood vessel and a dorsal blood vessel, and there we can also observe there is a pair of lateral hearts is present in the 7th and 9th segments, and a lateral esophageal hearts located in the 12th and 13th segments. So commissural blood vessel, a subneural blood vessel, so all are helpful for the continuous flow of the blood corpuscles only. So it is what you understand in this one, the blood circulatory system is to be designed in this one is a closer manner only. So it is a closer circulatory system. So this is also we will explain the detailed manner in the structural organization in animal lesson. So this is how it is look like, how it is a circulatory system, closer circulatory system look like in earthworm. That is a diagrammatic representation I shown you for as a reference. Fine. Next, this point is a very important, student. They will ask a question about what are the respiratory pigment and what shape of the blood corpuscles. There is no RBC, closer circulatory system, leech having the open circulatory system. Fine. Next, talking about the another important thing is that this is also very 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 important, no, students. Excretory system. Generally excretory system in Annelida there are the two type of Annelida. Okay, excretes a two type of waste, that is called the what is that, urea and ammonia. If animals secrete the urea, those animals is called the ureotelic. If animus is a secrete as a ammonia, the animus is called the ammonotelic. Ammonotelic animus. So here is a both Annelida shows the ureotelic organism and ammonotelic organism. And here one more important point is that this excretory system, it is made up of the coiled tubular-like structures that we call it as the nephridia. Okay, so we will discuss already in the previous class. Flame cells is present in the platyhelminthes. Rennet cells is present in the Aschelminthes. Nephridia present in the, what is that? Annelida. So these names is a very important, student. So please remember. Okay, don't get confused now. So they will ask one question also. Nephridia is a present in the following is something like in the following phylum. The answer is Annelida is the answer now. So what is the nephridia can do? It is a helps in the osmoregulation. What is the meaning of osmoregulation? It is a maintaining the equilibrium condition of both salts and as well as the water. Okay, so that is the osmoregulation and excretion of waste material like ammonia, urea, etc. And here you can see ammonia is the chief excretory waste material. Majority of the Annelida, it is excrete the ammonia. Some Annelidas also excrete the urea also. Now you can carefully see, student, in the excretory system, in the earthworm, again is a taking example here. Okay, earthworm. I'm taking the example of earthworm again here. You can carefully see this is a excretory system of Perithema posthuma. Okay, Perithema posthuma. Okay, Perithema posthuma, it is a scientific name for the earthworm, student. It is a scientific name for earthworm. Okay, so excretory system of Perithema posthuma, it is a scientific name for the earthworm. Now you can carefully see the diagrammatic representation. There is a mouth is there, no, buccal cavity is there, no, pharynx is there, esophagus, gizzard. So this is nothing but digestive system, student. Now you can carefully see there is a 4, 5, 6 is there, student. The 4, 5, 6 you can see in the red color is there, no, the circular part, the red color, there is a pair is there. 4 segment, 5 segment, 6 segment, there is a one type of nephridia is there, no, the duct of pharyngeal nephridia. Why it is called the pharyngeal nephridia? The nephridia is located on the pharyngeal part, so that's why called as the ducts of the pharyngeal nephridia. There is a pairs is there, no, it is also helps the excretion. Okay, next another important thing is that you can see from the integumentary nephridia, that means 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 segments having the integumentary nephridia. From the 15 onwards, okay, from the 15 onwards there is a remaining integumentary nephridia we can observe now. So this is a also, and the another one is called the from the 15 onwards, that is called the septal nephridia. So here 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 14 there is a integumentary nephridia. From the 15 onwards, remaining 15 onwards, we can observe the septal nephridia. So students, what you understand now, nephridia, how many types in the earthworm? There are 3 types, students. That is, the first one is that the pharyngeal nephridia, another one is that integumentary nephridia, another one is that septal nephridia. So the pharyngeal nephridia is located in the 4, 5, 6 segments. And this one is the integumentary segment is represents the 7 to 14, and remaining 15 to last segment, that is the septal nephridia. So all this nephridia, what is the main purpose? It is a helps in the osmoregulation and excretion. So this is about the information about excretory system, student. Next, another important thing is the nervous system, student. Very important point, this one also. Nervous system means actually it is a consist of the nerve ring, and it is a very solid and double mid-ventral nerve cord with the ganglia present now. Mid-ventral, okay. So we're talking about this is about the ventral position only. This is the dorsal only. In the mid-ventral means, for suppose you can assume this is about the nervous system. Here the nervous system is arranged in the mid-ventral. Okay, this is a mid position. This is center only. This is a mid position as center. It is arranged in the ventral position. That's why a mid-ventral nerve cord with the ganglia. Ganglia means a group of nerves. A group of nerves is called a ganglia. So now you can see a ganglion is an aggregation of the nerve cells. Now you can see, student, very important, this in the, again I am taking the example of earthworm again. Okay, earthworm. This is about the earthworm nervous system. So now you can see, student, very important thing is that we can see there is a black color part. You can see this one, the black color part. Okay, the black color part. This part we can represent the, what is that, cerebral ganglia, and cerebral ganglia, and this part we call it as the, what is that, circumpharyngeal connectivities. And here these are all things is nothing but, you can see there is a group of nerves is there. Now you can see these are all nothing but a nerves only. This is also we will explain in the detailed manner in the structural organization in animal in the next class. This is I am explaining to you as a, I am showing you this type of diagram only as a reference. Okay, so in the basic feature, how you remembered, only one thing is that nervous system in the Annelida, it is a very solid, nerve ring is present. It is arranged as a mid-ventral nerve cord. That means you can see this is a mid-ventral nerve cord. And we are having the group of nerves that is called the ganglia. What is the meaning of ganglia? Aggregation of the nerve cell. Now this is a diagrammatic representation for understanding the how the nerves are arranged in the earthworm. Okay, students. So the next slide is talking about a reproductive system. Okay, it is also very, very important, student. Definitely they will, you may confuses arises here. No, in this majority of the Annelidas having hermaphrodite organism, but here what is that, here some Nereis, okay, Nereis marine species, it is a dioecious. That means the male and female sexes are separated, and here the male and female sexes are separated, and there is a separate gametes formation also we can observe. No, so this is about the Nereis only. There is a dioecious. That means it is not a hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite example is earthworm and leeches are the monoecious or hermaphrodite. What is meaning of hermaphrodite? Hermaphrodite means both male organ and female organ present on their body. Next, only in the Annelida, only sexual reproduction we can observe, but there is no asexual reproduction. Only sexual reproduction only we can observe. No. So generally in case of for example, here the type of fertilization, okay, here the fertilization we can, in the earthworm, cross fertilization we can observe, student. Cross fertilization. Cross fertilization, that means the male and female is to be arranged as a reverse manner. For example, assume this is about the male, this is about the female, is a reverse manner. There is an exchange of the ova and sperm is to be going on like this way. So this is a cross fertilization in the earthworm we can observe now. Fine. So this is a very, very important point, student. Now I can see about the this is again I am taking the example of earthworm again for a representation of where the sex organ is present now. You can see spermatheca, it is responsible for the storage of the sperm. Okay, this is how in the spermatheca is actually is how many pairs it is that? There is a 4 pairs is present, student. It is a present on the, what is that, 5/6. The spermatheca is to be present like this way only, 5/6, 6/7 and 7/8 and 8/9. Why we have mentioned about like this way? The spermatheca is having the 4 pairs because of, you can see the down having the down is the 5th segment. The 5th segment is also having the spermatheca, and it is also occupied in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, this one. So the spermatheca segment's position you have to give in like this way only. What is that? 5/6, 6/7, 7/8, 8/9. What is the function of the spermatheca? It is responsible for the storage of sperms. Storage of sperms. Now testis you can present, you can see, student, testis and testis sac and semiductal funnel. And you can see one more point, student, ovary is present in the 13th segment and oviduct is a 14th segment, vas deferentia 15th segment, and another one is that accessory gland and a prostate gland. So all these things we can observe. What is that? First of all the male, and remaining this one is that female. Okay, what do you understand? So this is the best example for hermaphrodite organism. That means organism having the both male organ and female organ is a hermaphrodite. The detailed information about this reproductivity system also we will learn in the structural organization, but not know here. This is only for what is that features only we discussed now. For as a reference it is, I am explaining to you what is the reproductivity system, what is that. Fine. So the next feature is development. Okay, the development is actually mostly it is a direct development only, but Nereis is a indirect development. It includes the trochophore larva. It is a very, very important point, student. See, Nereis only you need to concentrate more. What is the why we need to concentrate more? Nereis having the locomotory appendages called parapodia. Nereis only shows the what is that? Dioecious. It is a sexes are separated. Nereis only it is an indirect development. It is having the trochophore larva. So these are the three important points about the Nereis. Is very, very important now. So try to understand the Nereis, concentrate the more Nereis information. Okay. So now this is a diagrammatic representation of the trochophore larva. Okay. So majority of the Annelida is a direct development, only Nereis only now. Okay. So now let us recall about what we learned today's class. Okay, so this is the first answer is that they will ask one question: how many species are exist in the Annelida in the world? That is answer is that is 9,000 species. Who gave the phylum? Who established the phylum Annelida? Answer is Lamarck. Who gave the term Annelida? Again Lamarck. And another one is, what are the aquatic organism example? Example of aquatic organism is Nereis is a marine habitat. Hirudinaria it is a fresh habitat. Terrestrial or land habitat earthworm. And Hirudinaria it is also known as a blood sucking animal. It is a ectoparasite. Okay, it's a very important point it is. Next, one more thing is the common name. Annelida is also known as segmented worms because their body having the so many segments. Bilateral symmetry, organ level, system level of organization, triploblastic animal, and digestive system is a represent tube within the tube body plan. That means here there are two opening. One opening it is represents the mouth, another opening is represents the anus. Okay, segmentation here shows the metameric segmentation. Here the first segment is called the mouth. Okay, the first segment is a mouth is a called the first segment is a mouth. It is called peristomium. Around the peristomium, the hanging part is called prostomium. Okay, it is a outer growth is known as the prostomium. Arises from the peristomium. This is segmentation also very important. Okay, and another one is we're talking about the what is the locomotory appendages in the earthworm. That is a chitinous setae. Okay, next, body. Okay, the body is elongated and segmented. The body is color is actually brown color. That is due to presence of the porphyrin. And the body wall is made up of the muscles, two type of muscles, longitudinal and circular muscles. There is a locomotory appendages are present. There is a parapodia present in the Nereis. A parapodia is absent in the Hirudinaria, and chitinous setae is present in the earthworm. Now you can see the diagrammatic representation in the Nereis and their parapodia diagrammatis. Now another information is the digestive system also we explain now here. And here very important point, the digestion is entirely extracellular. That means the taking place outside of the cells in the cavity of digestive system. Very, very important point it is. Next, circulatory system. Generally it is a closed circulatory system, but in the leech, open circulatory system. What are the pigments are present? Hemoglobin, erythrochroinin are dissolved in the plasma. The blood corpuscles are amoeba in shape, and there is no RBC. And another one is, we're talking about the excretory system. There are excretory system called tubular like structure and excretory system called the nephridia. We have a three type of nephridia: pharyngeal nephridia, integumentary nephridia, septal nephridia. All these responsible for the what is that elimination of the waste material. And you can see one more point. I'll explain about that. The pharyngeal nephridia, it is eliminate waste. it is eliminate waste from blood and body cavity. This is a very important point, student. What is the function of the pharyngeal nephridia? It is eliminate the waste from the blood and body cavity, and remaining integumentary, and another one is that septal nephridia. It is only eliminate the waste from the blood only, but only here is the waste from the blood and as well as body cavity. And this is about the excretory system. And what is the nephridia function? It helps in the elimination of waste material, especially in the ammonia, and involves the osmoregulation. And some animals are ureotelic and some animals are ammonotelic. Okay. Next, I also discuss about the nervous system. There is a nerve ring, a solid double, a mid-ventral nerve cord with ganglia. Ganglia is nothing but aggregation of the nerve cell. Okay. This is a diagrammatic representation of the earthworm in the nervous system. And reproduction. Here the reproductive system is the leech, and earthworm is a monoecious or hermaphrodite. Nereis itself, it is a dioecious. Only sexual reproduction observed. There is no asexual. And cross fertilization generally we can observe in the earthworm. And there is a spermatheca. It is a nothing but storage of the sperm. The segments is represent 5 by 6, 6 by 7, 7 by 8, 8 by 9. And one more important thing is, student, development is Nereis in the indirect development, trochophore larva. Now student, this is a question for you. Okay, this is a question for you. You can see, answer it now. You can answer it now. What is your correct answer? So they are asking about the which of the following shows commensalism, and which of the following? A shows the what is that? Sea anemone and hermit crab. I already explained this one. Okay, sea anemone and hermit crab. And another one is sea anemone scientific name is that Adamsia palliata, and hermit crab the scientific name is called the Eupagargus. Okay, so this is the A and B is the correct answer now. So C is the correct answer, student. This is very, very important now. A and B is the correct answer. So what is that? Sea anemone scientific name is Adamsia palliata. Hermit crab is a scientific name is Eupagarus. So what is the meaning of commensalism? Commensalism means the relationship between two living individuals of different species, in which one is benefited while other is neither harmed or nor benefited. This is a definition for commensalism. So that means the two different organisms are there now. I told you already, sea anemone, hermit crab now. So the sea anemone is to be present in the shells of the hermit crab now. Okay, so whenever that hermit crab is leave the shell now, it will be occupied. So what is that? Something is to be neither harm or nor benefited now. So this is a very, very important process in the sea anemone hermit crab, student. So like these questions I will give you in the next class. So I hope so today's class you will understand. No? Once again, you can, if you have any doubts, you can please approach to the WhatsApp conversation. Definitely I will explain your doubts. Okay, so students, one more important thing is that you can thorough with the running notes, and as well as especially NCERT book. You have to thorough with the NCERT book first of all, and followed by my notes, my live classes notes, and the recording notes. It's very, very important now. And another one is that, so solve all the session assignments also. So this is a very, very essential for you to get the more marks in the zoology. Fine, student. Thank you all. Thank you.